What's up, everybody? It's Bromley. Happy 4th of July. A couple things to talk about. Big news, real quick, right off the bat. I just dropped Peak Strength. That is up at EmpireBarbellStore.com. That is a follow-up to Base Strength. I'm not gonna lie, I'm pretty happy with how it came out. I'm pretty proud of it. I'm starting to get direction and focus with these books and how they're all going to come together and feed into each other and which themes they're going to follow up with. And this is it's a logical follow-up to Base Strength, but two, it is a different book. It talks about different things. It goes into depth in different ways. So we move from, the base peak model, which is how you establish wide base and the difference between that and chasing more sport-specific skill. Now we're talking a lot about specialization. I go way deep into accessory exercises, to movement variations, to how you organize them and what they're supposed to do. And more importantly, this is the big one, it talks about the difference between training methodologies as you go from beginner all the way up through the ranks of elite, even all the way up to world class. And that is the thing that it's implied in a lot of the text, but it's never explicitly said. I think practical programming is the one that made it kind of a talked about subject. But what you're supposed to do and when, why you stagnate as you start to get better, we talk a lot about that. And I actually used Bull Mastiff. I almost thought about calling the book Bull Mastiff. I pulled that template from Base Strength, and that is actually what I used as the template to base the novice, intermediate, and advanced program off of. And there's a specific reason for it. I didn't just pick it out of a hat, and I go over that in the book. What features that program has that I liked, that I thought checked the most boxes. So it's up right now. Go ahead and check it out. I appreciate everybody's support, everybody's patience. I got a lot more topics coming down the pike, but for now I'm gonna get caught up on videos because I haven't been putting videos out because I was trying to get this done. Kindle, Amazon print, it's gonna be up in a couple of weeks, maybe at the end of the month at the latest, but stay tuned for that. So the topic today, after I got over my little advertisement introduction, the topic for today, I want to talk about how to get started as far as the importance of finding good people to mold yourself after. A good buddy of mine, Tyler Young, who I had the pleasure of meeting and talking to at Clash on the Coast. Actually, we just watched Clash on the Coast on ESPN2. They just aired the finals. Go ahead and check it out. Let me know what you guys think if you happen to see it. What did you think of the Clash on the Coast ESPN2 production? But it did feature Tyler. Tyler is a phenomenal athlete. He's extremely strong. He gives me a lot of shit because I pointed out in the video coverage that I did of all the athletes that he was on the short side, which is a disadvantage because Tyler is 5. I'm not going to tell you how short Tyler is. That's like giving away a woman's weight. I'm not going to do that to him. All right, Tyler can tell you how tall he is, but he is extraordinarily strong. They talk about pound for pound. Tyler is strong height for height. Height for height, Tyler is one of the strongest out there. And he's a character. He's a funny dude. He brought out moonshine to Clash, and he was passed around. It tastes like Jolly Ranchers, this green flavored moonshine. It got everybody lit the night before the contest. So Tyler put out a video, and you should check him out, give him a follow.
The best advice that I can give to new novice strongman athletes is to use your network. So starting strongman, talking strongman do it yourself. Find you a group to train with. If you are unable to utilize any of that network, then reach out to somebody who has been in the sport. You can hit my inbox and I will try to find you somebody competent close to you to train with you. I put extra emphasis and enunciation on the word competent because if you're around any of these message boards for very long, you will see that this sport is also filled with a bunch of inept idiots.
He has a YouTube channel. He put out a video about the importance of finding a good crew, avoiding, and I've done videos on charlatans and finding out who's selling snake oil. It's not just the people with a course to sell you. A lot of it are people that in the community, this is the only thing that gives them identity, or it's the thing that they glob onto, and they think that's good enough to sell themselves as experts and authorities. And that's why I get critical of people going out of their way to latch their insecurities and their shortcomings onto the sport, because it takes it and turns it into more than what it should be. And it makes them feel very justified to represent themselves as a pillar of the sport, even if they don't have the experience. I don't care how much martial arts change your life. Don't sell yourself as a martial arts coach if you are not experienced, if you haven't gone through it. These hierarchies are very important. You have to put experience, knowledge, proven track record ahead of everything. Tyler did a good job of covering this in his video. I'm not going to name the guy's name. There is a figure in the community that many people know, and he's a guy who often gets a pass because he's nice. And if any of you know me, you know how I feel about nice. Nice is not a good quality. Nice is something. It's like manners. It's a way you present yourself, but it's not substantive. It's a tool. People can weaponize it. People can use it as a manipulation tactic to get what they want. Nice guys are usually kind of slimy and have ulterior motives, whereas people that have a backbone and people that have principle, values that they think are important to stand up for, they, in order to enforce those principles, have to at some point not be nice. Nice is not the pinnacle of virtue in society. And in fact, me and my wife have this conversation all the time, and it's one of the points we wildly agree on. We do not trust people who are overly nice. Anyway, so this guy, he's known for being a nice dude, and he very well may be, but he's a shit poster, and he does a lot of just wacky lifts online. He does a lot of made up stuff, and there's this fetishization of like old-timey lifts, and I always say, like, hey, it's great to know your history, but there's a reason we don't drive in steam-powered cars anymore. They don't work as well. And just like with this, there's a reason we don't do the old-timey lifts, all right? Doing deadlifts behind your back, yeah, it turns out it's not as good as just doing a deadlift. And then you take that and you build on it. Next thing you know, you're doing an Arthur lift, which is doing a clean behind the back, where you literally hike the bar up your back, up to your neck, and then squat it. And then you're doing it with different shit attached to the bar, and it's offset, and it's a balancing act. Doing leg presses with, lying on your back with a barbell balanced on your feet, and doing it while, tearing a phone book in half with your teeth. It's like, there's a point where when you're posting that on a daily basis, it is more about the attention you're going to get. It's just like these YouTubers that they don't have information channels. They don't make your life better. They're not even that entertaining. It's really just, what new interesting shit can I make you look at today that's going to get you to click this? And I point this out, and the reason I pee in everybody's Cheerios, because the sentiment is, well, he's having fun, who cares? The reason is because there is a lot of garbage out there as far as training advice and as far as standards. And when people are new, and most of the people that are tuning into this stuff, they're looking for inspiration, their influence. This becomes the norm that people start to chase. Sorry, I need to get a new phone holder. This is ridiculous. So it becomes the norm that people chase, and that's what they think training is. So there's a time and a place for dicking around, but when your entire training is dicking around, you set the tone that this is what training is. And when asked, the response is universally, well, I like to push myself, I like to do hard things. And that right there shows the disconnect between training, the people that know what's up, and everybody else. The disconnect is that doing hard shit for the sake of doing hard shit doesn't make you stronger. That's not going to take you from that intermediate to advanced level. It is going to end your career faster. It is going to put you in the ground sooner, because you only have, so many mulligans. There's going to be a time where that barbell slips. There's going to be a time where whatever that hell you were balancing in your mouth, rips your teeth out and you can't chew. So your protein intake drops because your teeth aren't made for ripping phone books apart or whatever it might be. There's going to be a point where the neat trick you did, and we see it all the time. Joey Sat just fucked up his bicep, right? He was posting that he was going to be going into OSG, and I was looking forward to competing against him. I've never met the guy. And he looks like a good athlete. And he tore his bicep completely off, dicking around with Juji Mufu and Eric Bugenhagen. I just know he's known for being, he's strong and he's kind of crazy, and they like to do these antics. And it's like, there's a time and a place for that, but you have to give respect to what your body can handle. So the same thing with Callum Von Moger. I remember doing a tandem curl. Tandem lifts are the dumbest shit in the world, and these types of people normalize it. And Callum ripped his bicep off. And how much money did he lose when he's that well known and that's his career? Because he was dicking around and doing something that anybody would have told you, pretty high risk of injury, very little risk of doing anything but causing an injury. And it normalizes these silly ass jackass antics as being somehow integral to strongman, and they're not. Even if you like the circus sideshow side of lifting, which I can understand, those tricks, the things you might do in a performance, get practiced as a skill. They don't get done just, oh, let me see how I can, balance the edge of this washing machine on my chin. It's something that gets practiced until it is a fine skill to where you can do it day in, day out as a performance. Nothing about it. Anyways, all of that shit creates this sphere of misinformation where people are taught that the wrong things are actually the right things, and that it kind of gives you a pass to doing whatever you want on the fly, and it kind of gives you a pass to not really having structure because, well, I like the variety, it's stimulating. None of that has anything to do with having a long, successful career where you continuously get stronger and actually become competitive on the platform. Not a single goddamn thing. And a lot of it will actively pull you away from that. Now, if you want to do that in spite of that, that's fine. That's, it's a free country. Do as you will. But don't mistake it. That's when you become a charlatan. That's when you start to misrepresent. Do not mistake it as being the same thing as giving you training advice, because it is not the same. That's where the disclaimers need to come out if you want to be seen as a responsible figure in the community. So when you're starting out, when you're looking at all of this stuff, treat it as a discipline. Give it respect. Take it seriously. If this is just something you show up when you're all jacked up on Mountain Dew and rock stars, and you just want to go run around the gym and see what crazy shit you can get into, you might as well just go put on a helmet and run head on with your buddy in a shopping cart, because that's all you're doing. So treat it as a discipline, treat it as an academic endeavor, take it seriously, and find out the people. Go search them out, find the people that are role models, the people that can mold you and teach you the right steps. I did it the hard way. If I'm good at all at breaking things down for other people, it's because it took me a good 15 years of fucking up on my own, taking notes, going back, saying, why is shit not working? Why is it not moving forward? Why do I keep getting injured? Until it was about 5-6 years ago, finally coalesced, and that's why I've been healthy and competitive for the last few years. So you want to bypass that. Learn from our mistakes so you don't have to make them yourself. Find somebody in the community. Ask around. We live in the era of social networking, of social media, and as shitty as it is for society as a whole, you might as well derive some benefit from it. So use it to go find the people in your area that can get you set up on the right foot, and be discerning. Be skeptical of people. Make them prove to you that they are as good as they say they are, that they are authorities. Do not get swept up in the cult of personality. Do not get swept up because somebody is a good salesperson. You need them to build confidence in you. And you do that. How do you do that? You do that by their track record. What have they done? More importantly, what have they done with other people? Because there are a lot of World's Strongest Man competitors. I wouldn't let coach a little league team. What have they done with other people? And what is their status in the community as far as what other information have they put out? You need to take all that into account. And if that list comes up short, move on. There are plenty of people out there that'll give you their time because they want you to grow. So that's all I got to say about that. Do me a favor, go give my buddy Tyler a follow, because he's extremely strong, wealth of information, and he's doing big things. He's going to set himself up as one of the middleweight strongmen to beat here in the very near future. And he's fun to listen to. I don't know. Is that prejudice? I like his Kentucky accent. It makes me happy. He was getting worked on by a chiropractor in between events at Clash on the Coast, and somebody said something that made his ears perk up, where you normally say, oh my God, I got to tell you something. His head popped up off the table. He's like, oh my fuck. And he said it in that Kentucky accent. My wife thought it was the funniest shit ever. She almost pissed herself. And I heard her say, oh my fuck, no less than 37 times that entire weekend. So Tyler, I have you to thank for that, for having to hear that from my wife throughout my entire weekend at Hilton Head Island. But give him a follow. He's a good dude. He's strong as shit. And he's got a lot of good stuff to say. So that's all I got to say about that. Oh, Peak Strength. Check out Peak Strength. If you guys have read it, give me feedback. If you're not, I'll say this. If you're an English major, if you're a writer yourself and you have literary criticism for the way I write, I absolutely want to hear that. For the rest of you, I would like to hear things about how the information was presented. I know I'm new to writing as a career, I guess. Each book I'm trying to make tighter and tighter and tighter to process, so I'm having trouble balancing, where it's kind of funny and I could write off the cuff creatively, and where I have to speak in kind of rote mechanical terms as far as what we're trying to put up. I'm hoping to tie that up. I know there's some areas that can drag, but just let me know how good was the information presented, how helpful was the information to you. You think there's anything I left out? You know what the hell, if you got some writing tips, go ahead and throw that in as well. I welcome all criticisms in the comments. Go ahead and do that here in the comment section or go to the Base Strength Forum on Facebook. Just search Base Strength. Anybody can be added automatically. So go ahead and leave comments there as well. Thanks so much, guys, for all your support, all your patience. Until next time, this is Bromley. I'll see you.